Hey, what is going on, my fellow gaming enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is DMDrayden coming to you yet again with another video. Hope all of you guys are having a fantastic week. I know I had an amazing weekend, and as always, I'm happy and excited to be back on camera doing another video for you guys. So a couple weeks ago, I did go to the event that I talked to you guys a lot about, which was Classic Game Fest 2018, and guys, it was super amazing. To me, it's every collector's dream, especially if you collect retro. It was just an overall amazing event, and I did tell you guys inside that I was going to be going this year. I went both days, and I had a fantastic time. And I know you guys instead hear me talk about Classic Game Fest a lot. It is where I ended up getting my very well known inside that Persona 5 Take Your Heart edition. By the way, guys, if you guys did not see that video inside that, I will leave a little link up here in the corner inside, so you can go check that out. It was super cool. Love talking about it. So, of course, guys, I did go both days, and as you guys can probably take a guess, I did come back with some amazing stuff. So this video is going to be my Classic Game Fest 2018 Jackpot haul. And let me say, guys, I did come back with a little bit more than I thought I was going to, and I'm not gonna lie, it was all really good. So I'm super excited. I cannot wait to show you guys. So let's get into this. But before we get into the video, though, I just want to say that my Respawn 110 gaming chair has just reached over 1,000 views on my channel. That is absolutely insanity to me. I never thought in the short time I've done YouTube that any of my videos would ever reach that high of a viewing state. So to everybody out there who has watched, who has commented, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of you guys' support and feedback. I wasn't expecting much out of that, but man, you guys really blew me away. So again, I thank all of you guys really from the bottom of my heart. But without further ado, let's get into what you guys really want to see, the pickups. So I am going to be doing these pickups and everything from the cheapest to the most expensive to give you guys a little bit of an idea on what I paid for them. So let's get into it. So the first item we have on here is the original Splatoon little Inkling Amiibo. Now, I will, little disclaimer, this was actually sealed before. I did go ahead and decide to open it though because, well, unlike most people, I actually use the Amiibos. So I did end up picking this up sealed, and I only paid $5. Now, I'm going to start off and everything with the cheapest, obviously. I'm thinking between $5 and $20 range sounds about right. That's about low grade and so that to me. So I did pick up this Amiibo, brand new for $5, and I mean for $5, guys. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of Amiibos there. Like, there were a lot of Amiibos, and I really wanted to get them, but I don't know. Like, I think the problem was the fact that a lot of them, even the older ones, were, and I'm not talking about the collectible ones either. A lot of them, instead, were really expensive over there, and I think it's because everybody was jacking the prices up to be con prices. Guys, I mean, if you really want them, you can spend that kind of money, but for me, I don't collect the Amiibos enough to really, like, want to pay that price for them. And I did try haggling a couple of them, but, you know, some of them just weren't having it. And I know it's because of the fact that, you know, the Amiibos are being hyped up. As most of you guys know, the new Smash Brothers is going to be coming out later this year. Obviously, it should work, and so that with all Amiibos, both newer and old alike, so I figured that's probably why. But like I said, I don't use the Amiibos enough and everything to really want to pay that kind of price. And all of them were like $25 and up. Like, I only found a couple of them, like you know, the little Inkling girl and everything from Splatoon. Comment in the comment section down below if I'm getting that right. I know that the Inklings are like from Splatoon. I don't know if that's what these are called though. But anyway, guys, so $5 on this. It was sealed, so I mean, for $5, like, how can you really say no? And then on to the games. So we're starting to get into about the $20 range, so still low range. So the first game that I actually picked up at the con was this. This is, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, it's Mana Kiafima Student Alliance, and this is done by NIS America. Most of the games done by NIS America are usually JRPGs, and I'm assuming inside that this one is no different, and it seems like it is a JRPG based on what I've read about it. I did pick this up and everything for 20 bucks, and in case you guys that cannot see, it is sealed. That's right, guys, this game was sealed. A sealed PSP game. Now, I did mention a little while back, the PSP is still a relatively new system in my collection. I didn't pick it up and set it until like just recently. So I don't have a whole lot of games for my PSP. A lot of the games that I already had were a couple of them that I had held on to from the last time I owned it. So I was looking to find either more PSP or more PS Vita titles to start expanding that library, because the PSP really does have a great library of games, and the Vita and so that as well. So this is actually the first game I found when I was looking through the vendors and so that at the con, and I mean, it's sealed, guys, and I know I told you this before, but I have got I have a weakness for sealed product. Like, usually if I find sealed product and I know it's an affordable price, like, I will almost pick it up like right then and there. So yeah, sealed PSP game. I mean, how can you beat that, right? And then the next on our list we do have, and this is a very clean copy of it too, which is why I picked it up, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor. As you guys know, the Shin Megami Tensei series is done by Atlas Games. As you guys were well aware, so that if you guys have kept up with my channel as of recently, I love Atlas. I love everything that Atlas and everything makes and produces. I'm a huge fan of the Shin Megami series as well as the Persona series. I mean, they come out with some absolutely incredible games. And of course, the Shin Megami and Persona series are the ones and so that I am working on trying to either complete or, you know, well, yeah, actually, no, just complete. Like, eventually I would like to have all of the games in these series, just because the fact that I love these series is two pieces. I think it's such a great game, great mechanics, and just as a JRPG in general, it just blows my mind sometimes. I did pick this up and sell that for 20 bucks, and like I said, it is very, very clean for a used game. It did come with the cartridge and the manual, so it was complete in box, which is how I prefer to pick up my games if I have to pick them up pre-owned. So, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, guys, another great pickup. And I think that's about all inside that for the $5 to $20 range. So I'm not going to lie, great pickups. I mean, I thought that they were pretty decent. One sealed game out of it. I mean, how can you say no to that? So, we're going to be getting into about the mid-range now. This one is going to be about $30 to, I'd say, $50 is about the mid-range. I think high range is usually about like $60 because that's about the price of most new games inside that come out. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the mid-range now. So one of the best experiences with this year's Classic Game Fest is that we did get a visit from Limited Run Games. That's right, guys, Limited Run Games did have a vendor stand open, so I actually managed to get not a whole lot, but I did manage to get a couple of limited run titles and stuff like that for my collection. I was super, super happy. I was talking to, I think his name was Dan while I was there. I talked to him almost the entire con. I got so much information from him, what the future plans are for limited run games. By the way, if you guys want me to do a video inside discussing any of that, like my thoughts on limited run games, or maybe some stuff I think that they're going to be bringing out in the future, let me know down in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to do that video with you guys. So let's get on with the game. So I did pick up 3 titles from Limited Run Games, and I was going to pick up a 4th, but sadly inside that it ended up getting away from me before I was able to, so I was a little upset about that. But you know, at a con with Limited Run Games, you kind of have to pick them up and move on, so it just happens. So the first game that I picked up from them is called Wonder Boy the Dragon Trap. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't know a whole lot about this game. As a matter of fact, I've never even heard of it. But I thought what was really cool about it is the art style. Like, that art style actually looks really, really cool. And if you look on the back, it really does kind of look like a platformer. So it kind of reminded me a little bit inside that, like, about Mario. Not to say that, I mean, I'm not a huge Mario fan inside that, although I do like the Mario platformers a lot. I mean, and there's a picture of a dragon on the back. Like, I mean, I love dragons and just about anything and like that. And so when I saw the Dragon's Trap, I was like, you know what, this one actually looks pretty good. I mean, I do like platformers though, and so I thought this might actually be really cool. And like I said, I've actually never heard of this game before. I know that Limited Run does do mostly digital onlys, to where they make the digital copies into hard copies. So I don't actually know. Yeah, I don't actually know. It's like that. Like which digital game or like what system this came out. I'm assuming it's on PS4 and or Vita. My guess would actually be Vita. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like the platformers actually would fit better on a Vita. But either way, guys, and so this was about, I believe, $25. So definitely not bad, and it is still, and of course, all of these games are sealed too, and I won't open them until I'm ready to play them. So Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap, that's the first one. The next one inside that is an RPG, because, I mean, let's be honest, guys, inside that, like, PS4's got some amazing RPGs on it, and I was really hoping to find at least one RPG that Limited Run was doing. The one I was going to get on the Vita was an RPG as well, but when I talked to Dan about it, he actually had said that the other one actually seemed like it would play better on the Vita, because I think that there are just some games out there that play better on the PS4, like the big console, and some that just feel better as a handheld game. Like, that's just, like, how it feels to me. But we do have Fallen Legion SMS of an Empire. Sorry guys, I didn't know the full name, so because that print and everything was so small. So this is a very strange style RPG. It's, I think, a turn-based / possibly card-based. At least that's what it looks like on the back, if you guys can see that. But again, another Limited Run title. I actually am a little bit more familiar with this one. I actually have seen this before instead of on the PS4. But like I said, see, I'm the kind of person who actually does appreciate having physical copies of games, because, I mean, like, I'm okay doing digital on certain things, but I don't know, like, I prefer being able to say, like, this is my copy of the game, nobody else can have this, like, this is just, it's my copy. And so I don't know, like, that's just kind of the way I've always been, is that when it comes to games like this. So definitely, I've heard and said that really good things about it. I heard it's a great RPG, and honestly, I can't wait to play it. I love, as you guys know, I love my RPGs, especially my JRPGs, but I'm okay and said that with these types as well. And then the last one that we did get was Skullgirls Second Encore. This is a platform fighter. Honestly, guys, I'm a huge fan of my platform fighters. I do have my very own fight stick, because I do have quite a few of them in my collection. And honestly, I mean, this one seems like a really, like, unique type of fighter. It does have, like, a really, like, unique, like, sort of anime art style. And honestly, like, the PS4 is just a really great system for like, platform fighters. Like, I don't know what it is. So I was definitely happy to do that. The other two games instead of that were about $30 a piece. So again, guys, not bad. Like, these are actually pretty decent prices for these digital only physical copies. And like I said, it was totally worth it. I had an absolutely fantastic time talking to Dan inside that, who was one of the associates, or one of the people who was running the stand for Limited Run Games. Again, I talked to him for quite a while, and I had such a good conversation with him. Like, it really did make my my con experience. I was a little disappointed because of the fact that there weren't as many gaming vendors as there were, like, general merch vendors there. But I'm not gonna lie, a visit from Limited Run Games, I think that really did change it for me. So yeah, I was definitely really excited about that. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up the mid-grade. Like I said, guys, it was, I mean, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part, and so that, like I said, the mid-grade to low-grade pickups were actually pretty decent. I'm really happy with them. But now we're starting to get into the more expensive stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm actually really excited about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So when I went, before I went to the con, I did kind of make sort of a mental list in my head and so that about some of the games that I really wanted. Now, you guys have seen if you guys have seen my gaming collection or my Ultimate Game Room setup, by the way, if you guys haven't, I will leave a little link up here in the corner. Please go check that out. It was my first video that I did of all my collection, my entire library. I think it was a really good video, and so that I'm hoping you guys would enjoy as well. There are still some, I wouldn't say completely retro titles, but would be retro in the state of, like, this day and age. there are still games inside that, obviously hard to find games, that I am still hunting for, and that's the reason why I wanted to go to Classic Game Fest, because it's just one of those cons where it's like I always seem to find something inside that I can cross off my list. And so there were a couple of games in particular that I was really wanting to find over there, or at least one of them. And sure enough, I found it, and I could not be happier, because I've been looking for this game for a long time in good condition, and I actually did manage to find it. Which was, you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Oh! Super Smash Bros. Melee! That's right, guys. I actually finally managed to get, once again, for the second time in my life, the first time was when I owned this game originally on the GameCube, I finally have my own copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee again. And the best part is this is the cleanest copy I have ever found of this. I mean, I know you guys probably can't like see it very well on camera. Maybe you can. But this is literally flawless. It has no rips, no tears, no sticker residue or anything like that on it. And the best part is, it's complete, manual and all. And also, the disc, if you guys can see it, the disc does not have, it doesn't have like literally any scratches on it that I can actually see. Like, this has got to be the most beautiful, clean, complete copy of Super Smash Bros. That I have ever found in my life. And this was one of the games inside that I told myself I was going to get from my GameCube, because it's one game that I was really missing out of my GameCube collection, and I am just so happy that I can cross it off my list, because this game is, it's not easy to find, especially not for what I paid for it. I actually only paid $60 for this, and I've seen this game go as high as $100 in not so great conditions. So I mean, I have played it. It works beautifully. I mean, it almost looks like it was like just barely taken out of the plastic. Like, and the only reason why they sold it for $60 was because it no longer had the plastic on it. So, really great game. This is honestly my childhood right here. I can't even begin to tell you guys how many times I played Smash growing up. They did have Smash tournaments over there as well, so I was able to get my GameCube controller and play it again. Now, mind you, I do own the newer Smash, and so that like on Wii U, and obviously I'm gonna get the newer Smash and so that on the Switch. But man, you cannot beat the original, or one of the originals on GameCube. Like, this game was so good, and I'm so happy to finally have it again in my collection. So that was my childhood pickup, I'd like to call it, because that's one of the games I had growing up that I have not had in my collection in a long time, and I'm super, super excited to be able to add it to my ever-growing collection. Now, there is another one that's a little bit cheaper than the next one I'm going to show you guys, but I'm going to save that because it's going to kind of lead up to my most expensive pickup. Again, guys, paid $60 for that, so that was definitely a good one. The next one, I got this one mostly because of the fact that not only have I seen this on a couple of YouTubers' channels inside that I've watched, like Metal Jesus and his friend Radical Reggie. If you guys inside don't know them inside that, you should definitely YouTube it. Metal Jesus Rocks and Radical Reggie. They do some amazing buying and pickup guides. I'm a huge fan of theirs, and this is actually one of the games inside that I saw on their channel that they were talking about. Also, this was also recommended to me and so that by a good friend of mine. I don't know and so that if he actually has this specific edition or not. I can't remember because it's been a little while since I've seen his collection. But he was talking about this, and when I saw it, it kind of made me think of him. And so, if he's watching this video, you know who you are. So thank you and so that for the recommendation. And that is Corpse Party Back to School Edition on the 3DS. Now, Corpse Party is basically your typical horror survival. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but from what I have heard, basically, you and this group and everything are stuck in this school. It's haunted, and it's basically kind of like a mystery survival. It is possible and so that and everything for you to die in here horribly, and I've actually heard and so that the scenes in here can actually be pretty vivid. I mean, as you guys can see, it is rated M and so that for mature. But this is the back to school edition, and it does come with the collectible figures inside, which is super cool. And as you guys can tell, this is still sealed. Like I said, I'm a sucker for sealed product, and I love it. This was definitely a little bit more on the expensive side, though. I did pay $80 for this. Now, I did look up the price, obviously, before I got it. I have seen this range between 60 and 80 brand new, and I've seen it range between 60 and 70 pre-owned. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I paid like too terribly much for it and stuff like that. I mean, I wish I could have gotten it just a little bit cheaper, but like I said, it is brand new, never been opened, and it's a collector's edition on the 3DS, and I love collector's editions on the 3DS. Like, if you guys have seen my collection video, you guys will know I already have a couple of them, and I've actually added a couple inside that as well before, so I will be doing an updated video, hopefully for 2018, very soon, so definitely make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. So, Corpse Party for the 3DS, guys. It was definitely a good pickup. This was actually the first like collector's edition style pickup inside that I managed to get, which was really cool. Next on the list, we do have, now I know you guys are probably gonna like think this is kind of weird, but bear with me. We do have a copy of Final Fantasy III for the Super Nintendo. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably like, well, why did you pick up a Super Nintendo cartridge? You don't have a Super Nintendo. And that actually is true, guys. I actually do not own a Super Nintendo. I don't own the Super Nintendo or the NES or, you know, a lot of the older consoles and stuff like that. And I swear my mom, like, she's claimed that we grew up with an SNES in the house. For me, I don't remember it. But, I mean, I do own an SNES Classic, and so I'm a huge fan and stuff like that of the original SNES games. You know, like the original Marios and stuff like that, just things like that. But, again, you guys are probably wondering, well, why did you get Final Fantasy III if you don't have a console to play it on? Well, guys, that is going to lead me up inside to my last and final pickup from Classic Game Fest, which was the most expensive, and I'm not going to lie, it's actually one of the most unique because I had never heard of it until I saw it at this con, which was, you guys ready? You guys ready? Really? I'm so excited. Ready? I bought a Superboy S Famicom edition. That's right, guys, I do have a Superboy S right now. For those of you guys who do not know what this is basically the portable SNES. It's basically a portable Super Nintendo. So basically, it's kind of like a Switch. And I know you guys are probably going to like bash me for that, but just bear with me for a second. So this is the Superboy Famicom edition. As you guys can see, it does have the Famicom color layout with the colored buttons like this. And it is instead done by Hyperkin. Now, basically, man, I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't even know that Hyperkin came out with this model, because I did know that there was an original Superboy, there was a Superboy S that they remade with, you know, like, a better screen, with better sound, things like that, but I had no idea that they came out with a Famicom edition. Now, when I first looked at this, my first thought was, okay, so it's basically like, you know, the Superboy S, but it has a Famicom color layout. Like, it was built to look like a Super Famicom would. Well, oh, and for those of you guys who don't know, Super Famicom is basically the Japanese version of the American Super Nintendo. But I actually found out over here on the side, it says right here, PAL Switch, SNES, and Super Famicom compatible. That's right, guys. This not only plays American cartridges like this, but it also plays Super Famicom. And honestly, I love that, because the thing I love about that is it opens up a whole library of Japanese-only imports that I can play on this system. And the best part about this system is the fact that not only is it a portable system, you can also hook it up to your TV via AV cables. So basically, it's basically like having an SNES. Well, actually, it's like having an SNES and a Super Famicom, and you can not only take it on the go, but you can actually play it, you know, on your TV. I actually do have. I actually did pick up an SNES third-party controller and so that for this too. I'm not gonna lie, I have that and so that on my shelf, but I was definitely I bought this and so that, and I was super prepared for it. And I love this because one of the things that I'd like to be able to do for my collection going forward is I actually do want to start diving in to the world of Japanese imports, because I love systems like the PS3, the PS4, the PS Vita that are all region free. And so, you know, it basically opens up a whole new library and stuff like that of Japanese exclusive games to be able to not only play but also add to my ever-growing collection, which is the reason I wanted to, instead to get this really good, because honestly, I'm not going to lie, there are a lot of the times when the Japanese imports of our American games are so much better, and, you know, and they're usually just better by something small, like, you know, they had an extra character, or they added more content, an extra level, you know, better costumes, like just whatever. And so, like, I'm really hoping that moving forward, and so that I can start like really diving in and so that to imports. I have been doing a lot of research and looking up on Play Asia. For those of you guys who don't know, Play Asia is an amazing website and so that deals in both American, Japanese, Asian, and I believe European imports. So they're definitely a good website and so that to go to if you know, like buying online and you want to, are interested in getting into imports, or if you're interested in pre-ordering American from them. So definitely check them out. Again, it's Play Asia. So this was definitely this was my most expensive pickup at $100, and I'm not gonna lie, like, this box looks amazing. And honestly, just a little spoiler for you guys, I will be doing an unboxing / product review of this to let you guys know what I personally think about it. Do I think it was worth the cost? You know, the pros, the cons, the things instead that you guys instead of love seeing me talk about. But that is pretty much gonna wrap it up, guys. That was my entire jackpot haul from Classic Game Fest. And I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I think that it was an amazing haul. I think that, you know, I won't say it was better than my last haul last year, but it was definitely good, guys. Like, I'm not disappointed with my pickups this year. I think the 2-day event, which I did actually manage to get in $10 cheaper, thanks to Game Over Video Games. So thank you, instead of Game Over, for doing that for us. It was an amazing event. I loved talking to Limited Run Games, and like I said, guys, if you guys have never been to Classic Game Fest, they do host it every single year at the end of July over at the Palmer Event Center in Austin, Texas. So, you know, if you guys didn't make it this year, you know, look it up. Like, I'm telling you, you guys really do need to go. It's a great con, whether or not you collect current, you know, a lot like me, or if you collect retro inside that, which I collect retro to an extent. So there is something there for everybody. And of course, they also do sell, you know, like general merch and just things like that. So before we go, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little recap instead of just so we, you know, you guys instead that are absolutely for sure what we got. So we did get the Superboy S Famicom, and again, guys, I will be doing a unboxing and product review on this week, so make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. We did get the Corpse Party Back to School Edition 3DS Collector's Edition or Limited Edition with the figures, so super cool on that. We did get the most retro pickup. Well, I'm not gonna say the most retro, but it was definitely one of the best retro pickups of them all, which was Super Smash Bros. Bro on the GameCube. Super happy I have this, guys. I love this game to pieces. We did get a copy, a very clean copy, may I just say, of Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo. I mean, as you guys can see, the sticker itself and everything looks really good. The actual cartridge itself looks really nice. The back is still intact. So this was definitely a really good pickup for sure. And I think it's the perfect game to try out on this system. I don't have a Famicom cartridge, sadly. I was trying to find one, but I didn't really find any that really kind of, like, you know, spoke to me. So, but I will be getting one of those, and I will be showing you guys the testing and stuff on that as well. I've looked up a couple of reviews, and I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that this thing is not like rarer because it's backwards compatible. We did get the 3 games from Limited Run. We did get Wonder Boy the Dragon Trap, Fallen Legion, and Skullgirls the Second Encore. So all from Limited Run Games. Big shout out to Limited Run Games. You guys are incredible, and you really did make my con. Like, you guys made the 2 days like perfect for me. So thank you guys so much if you guys are watching this video. We did get a very clean copy of Shin Megami Tensei, The Devil Survivor, so really happy. Atlas title, absolutely love it. We did get a copy inside that of Mana Khemia, and I'm so sorry inside that if I'm butchering that. Sealed, 20 bucks, and how can you say no? And then of course we did get the little Amiibo, which was sealed, and I only got it for 5 bucks. So I mean, again, guys, how can you say no to that? And that's going to wrap it up for that. So these are my Classic Game Fest 2018 pickups, guys. I really hope and everything that you guys enjoyed the video. Honestly, I really enjoyed making this. If you guys instead have any questions or comments, as always, please leave them down in the comment section down below. I do make a great effort to make sure that I respond to each and every one of you. If you guys like the video and everything, I really do hope that you will give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, fellow gaming enthusiasts, anime enthusiasts, and fellow collectors that you might know in your area who might appreciate watching it. And as always, guys, instead of that, I hope that you guys instead that will subscribe to the channel, because I do have new content coming out every single week. And as usual, guys, I will leave links instead to my last video over here, most recommended video over here, and a place to subscribe to DMDrayden, which is me, if you guys would like to see more. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for subscribing, and hopefully I'll see all of you in my next video. Keep it real, guys, but most importantly, never stop gaming, and I'll catch you guys later.